We are a go for Whiskey and Wisdom Wednesdays. Thank you for joining us. We are so happy that you are here. Will Herring with All Western Mortgage.
How's it going? Cory Williams with the Living the Dream team.
You know it, you know it. We'll have an awesome topic here today, so let's just get right to it. You are not buying at the right time in the market.
Well, everybody knows that the market is a little soft right now. Let's talk about what soft means. It's starting to switch from a seller's market to a buyer's market. At the moment, the sellers still have a bit of an upper hand. But as the prices start deteriorating just a little bit, some people want to try and hit the bottom. Some people are out there, they're saying, hey, I don't think it's the bottom of the market yet. And they're going to wait. And these people need to understand how to find the bottom of the market.
Well, I mean, I'm a proponent of hey, just buy now. Buy at today's prices and then use tomorrow's interest rates.
That's right.
Okay.
I totally agree with that.
If I look at a history, Colorado real estate market's been trending up, but it took a little hit last year, didn't it?
Well, over the year, we had a 9.7% increase in Colorado. Mm-hmm. We all know that Denver carries the market for all of the Colorado, all of the state. Denver carries the market, Colorado Springs carries a load as well, and there's some other towns that carry some good load as well. But we're talking about the entire state, corner to corner, was up 9.7%. Okay. The last quarter of 2022, the last quarter, we were down 2.6%. Okay, the last quarter. So that 9.7 includes that down quarter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the bottom of the market, what a concept. I mean, this is next level stuff here, man. This is
so let's find
crystal
the bottom.
Ball kind of stuff. So,
That's right.
All right, how are we going to find the bottom of the market?
Here's a little illustration. This is for you to understand what are we talking about here. When the prices hit the bottom, okay, when the prices hit the bottom, everybody in the world thinks that right here is where they want to be, but that's not where you want to be. It's almost impossible to find the bottom of the market. It's kind of like catching a falling knife.
Okay.
Okay? It's kind of like catching a falling knife. What you really need to know is what happens if you're a little late.
Oh.
Okay? So let's say you found the bottom and then you realize, oh my gosh, we're a little bit late. As soon as you realize you're a little bit late, you've lost all the power as a buyer.
Okay.
Because once you realize that you're late, everybody else understands that they're late as well. Okay? Okay.
Indeed.
So guess what? Sellers also know that you're late. And the sellers start getting more power when the prices start raising back up, don't they? The sellers get more power when they're going to get multiple offers on their house. Yep. The sellers get more power when they know the bottom is already hit. So what you really want to do is get in early. Here's why. When you get in early, you have the power. When you get in early to the bottom, you can name the price on the house. You can ask the seller for seller concessions. You can tell the seller you want everything fixed. You run and control the entire program. If you are close to where the bottom is when you come in early, of course, you're going to be in a better position. And that's why Cory is going to be your expert in telling you what he thinks the market is doing in the neighborhood you're looking in. When we had a bottom in 2008 from the crash, some neighborhoods actually had no bottom. Think about Cherry Creeks, Cherry Hills.
Yeah.
Those house prices didn't drop 1 cent. All those people did was take their house off the market and wait for the market to come back. Mm-hmm. There were other neighborhoods, think of 5 Points in Montbello. Those neighborhoods went down as much as 20%. The Denver overall market dropped about 13%, the entire controlled history of that 2008 crash. Really, it's from 2008 to 2013 that the prices were down and then back up in 13,
Right.
depending on the neighborhood.
Yep.
So if you buy, oops, I'm already blacked out, but you guys get the concept. If you buy a little early before the bottom, you get to control the entire scenario.
And by control, we're talking about, because there's two components to every offer, price and terms, right?
That's right.
And so when you're talking about control, we're talking about not only potentially having some control over the price, right? The market sets the price. If you find an agent that says, I can sell your house for this amount of money in this amount of time, they're feeding you a line, okay? Because the market sets the price. There's no agent and no appraiser that gets to choose the market price of a home.
That's right.
Now, they might be able to control that a little bit, especially appraisers, in terms of the way that it gets appraised, but at the end of the day, the buyer, the market, gets the option to do that. So what you're suggesting is that having power allows us to control possibly the price, but what we're seeing in the market right now is controlling the terms.
Right.
In other words, we're getting the ability to buy down rates built in, paid for by the sellers. We're seeing higher concessions at inspection. Things
Right.
are getting done.
Right.
So when we sort of talked about this topic and I'm like, ooh, I'm interested, I would say that we're really aligned in terms of our philosophies. And that is, you know, that even with the sort of tumultuous, you know, environment that we're seeing with rates right now, which obviously drives consumer confidence and the psychology of buyers,
Right.
that going ahead, getting into the market, navigating with professionals, both on the financial side with a lender that understands multiple markets, knows when to lock the rate and knows when to hold them and know when to fold them. And then also a real estate professional that can guide them, maybe look at different, I call them candidates. When we go to showings, I'm talking about, let's evaluate candidates together.
The home is a candidate.
You got it, right? And so it's like, well, this one's been on the market for 40 days and this one's been on the market for 4 days. Where do you think we're going to have more leverage and be able to have a little more control?
Even if the house that was on the market for 4 days is priced correctly, you probably won't be able to negotiate as easily as the house with 40 days on the market. Right.
So that's where the real estate expertise can come in, where we can actually make sure that if you send us a list of 10 candidates that you really want to see, that we're picking, you know, 6 of those that are the most ideal and prime based on your goals and where you need to be. Because we may have people coming to us that say, hey, in order for me to be in this price point, I've got to get some concessions. We've had that situation.
Right. Of course.
And we'll continue to have that situation where we know that if we're going to get that client in that home, we've got to get some concessions.
Right. And what Cory's talking about, we have a thing called a temporary buy down. This is a great plan to help somebody that's payment conscious on their home. If you get the seller, let's just use a $550,000 property value. If you get the seller to come off of that $550,000 price and you're able to offer $540,000 for that property, you're going to save about $65 a month. If we took that same $10,000 and go ahead and give them the $550,000 for the property, but ask them for the $10,000 back in seller concessions, of course you're going to pay the $65 a month more. But if we use that money for a temporary buy down, your payment could be as much as $500 a month less for the entire first year, $250 a month less for the second year. So this is where the power of your negotiating comes into play if you're buying into the market before everybody realizes the bottom already hit.
Love, love, love it. Buy today at today's prices and tomorrow's interest rates. Will Herring with All Western Mortgage, Cory Williams with eXp Realty, and living the dream team.
Living the dream.
I mean, my friend, we're living the dream, and you should too. Give us a call. Let us know how we can help you. Most importantly, I think the takeaway here is stay educated,
right,
and partner with people that are going to put you in the best position.
Let's talk about your scenario. Let's get you involved in what you want to do so that we can help you along as well.
My friend,
Thanks,
until
Cory.
next time,
Talk to you
so
soon.
long.